Hendricks finds Viljoen. Massive boot. Massive boot. And a chance now for the South Africans to breathe, Mac.
Yeah, they have been under so much pressure there purely because of that attack kick pass that was done by the Irish team on the near side of the park from where we're sitting from. And then immediately they were under so much pressure. But it's the first time the Ireland team are inside the 22 of the South African side.
Beautiful variation, but just struggled to hold on to the ball. And the ref has his hand up.
Well, another relief for the South African team. And this time it's going to be Viljoen who will probably just clear and find touch on the near side of the park. So he's got a big boot. His brother played at UJ as well, at Varsity Cup. Now he just actually comes from the family. That's another generation of the Viljoens. Funny enough, they all play floor halves. Yeah, well, all of them.
Still a season though from the young man Viljoen. I remember during the year he started in a beautiful, a monster of a drop goal from Monas, and that's something that surely had the selectors wondering. They've done well to hold on to the ball. Finds Hendricks. Viljoen once again looks for his forwards. Neil Durant taken up 1, 2, 3. Three Irishmen all over him, but the ball has been ripped out of his hands. McCormack boots it downfield straight into the hands of Mkabela, and a mark is the call from the Nelspruit boy. He's done well to boot it. Very good boot from Mkabela straight into his opposite number. Finn Brennan does well to play it. They're going to reply with a boot of their own, and this time just stepping out the outside, using that outside option is Hendricks. Else desperate to protect the ball, and Viljoen now at the deputy scrum half position. Very confrontational are the South Africans in contact. Hendricks does well to find Viljoen. Numbers on the outside, they're going to play it from deep. Here comes Nathan Aneke, breaking away here, unselfishly finding Ghinnis. South Africans not afraid to play it from deep. All the confidence in the world now from Flash Malinga and his men. And once again, at the pivotal moment, the Irish are able to turn this ball over.
Yeah, they have made silly mistakes just turning the ball away. And they'll still find now. Let's hope it's not going to be costing them right at the later stage of this game. Now the Irish team trying to put on some play.
An Irish side certainly looking very dangerous. Very close to the line. Are the Irish certainly not here to play any silly games, but to walk away with the win. And they've done just that to get the first try on the board for them. Mammoth of a man there. Again, they've shown during their defensive efforts, Mac, that they're certainly here to take names, and they've done so well. Every time South Africans get close to the try line or in their half, they turn the ball over at pivotal times, and now they are finally rewarded for that. And it's Michael Smith who's gone over the white line for the Irish.
Yeah, the blind side was open on the far side of the park for the Irish team, just exploiting that space. And some very good interchange of play and great support play as well from the Irish team. They've worked very hard in terms of them with their support play until that man right there who came in very strongly, busting through the tackles, and it's their first try. So restart is very important for the South African team. 7 point it is, so conversion is over.
I don't know about you, Mac, but I wouldn't run his way.
Yeah, well, he looks
I definitely wouldn't. Big kickoff once again from Viljoen, straight into the hands of the Irish. And it is the captain, Johnny Woods, to boot it down. A beautiful take, in fact, from Johnny Woods. Doing well to play possession now are the Irish.
Yeah, I think the first thing is first, after you've just scored a try, I mean, all the coaches or the rugby foodies will tell you, you got to make sure that you secure your kickoff and just make sure that you clear and you find touch so that you can restart the game, not inside your half.
Taken beautifully here by the DHS first center. Also quite the body on him is Amogelang. Fitness once again. Beautiful tackle fight from the winger. Hendricks does well to find his forwards. Beautiful hands, in fact, from the forwards. It looks like we might go back for a penalty. Tries to take it quick. Naughty Hendricks. Certainly deserves to be here is Rifagon Hendricks, the U18 newcomer, number 9. Fairly easy there for Viljoen.
Yeah, well, just nudged a bit there by the touch. Well, they've been in this position before, so they didn't convert, so it's their time now to try and get the points on the board. 5 meters towards the try line. This is where the throw off the line out will be vital and the support play.
Stolen by the Irish. Great steal coming in from Philip Lynch. Once again, Mac, the defensive effort from the Irish, outstanding down at Hoërskool Durbanville. Slowing it down while the Irish fixing for that exit. Woods does well to box kick. How important is Woods for the attack of this Irish side?
Gee, what was good about that line out stolen there? The Irish actually set up first. They were more ready than the South African side. So have a look at this. Already they're set. They've got 6 men, 2 pots already. That's way better set up.
A much better setup from the South Africans. But more needs to start finding its engine, and it's eventually done so. A good effort in defense though from the Irish. The South Africans are in trouble. It's Lynch who's got his hands in. Once again, great defense coming in from the visitors. They're very happy with themselves.
Yeah, it's all about that setup on that maul. Once you just open up gaps, other players that are defending, they'll go through. And that's exactly what happened there. Initially, the setup was very good, but there were not too many blockers there that they were fighting hard enough, not allowing Lynch just to come all the way through and get the ball. Already, there was so much pressure there to Hendricks. They will be disappointed really about the conversion of this game, especially because they've been inside the Irish half a couple of times. There's still no points on the board to show.
Desperate times now for the South Africans. But another chance for Woods and his men to try and get out their half. Great scrum. They're going to set it up first. Big take coming in from McCormack. Woods takes his time, playing his forwards once again, just drawing in the South Africans. Big call from the pivot at the moment. Woods once again with a beautiful box kick. And straight out, Johnny Woods takes that ball.
A very good touch finder there. Woods and Nolan there just operating at 9 and 10 for the Irish team.
James Foster, feet on the ground, stay low.
Irish not letting easier on those lineouts, but a beautiful take from the South Africans. Taken out by Mesamakulu. This is a home game for Mesamakulu, the young man from Renderbosch. Stolen once again from the Irish. South Africans struggling to hold on to the ball today. Kabela dances around. Kabela still moving. Tries to twinkle toes his way around, but eventually brought down. Hendricks finds the right-hand side available. Oh, Nathan Aneke does well, beats one, beats two, tries to beat another Nathan Aneke. This is his second year playing and representing the SA Schools A side. Another handling error at the wrong time for the South African Schools players. Just as though they start to get some sort of momentum going back, they seem to lose the ball.
Yeah, it looks like as if the combination of Hendricks and his forwards just coming through. Hendricks just gets the first. I mean, it's very evident, but they need to support him as quickly as possible, because if they don't, it's going to be trouble. But it's good running there from the outside center there. There's beats one, beats two, and immediately just placing the ball very well. They need to quickly generate quick rucks and play there, instead of just waiting for this Irish defense to set, because they do contest a lot as well in terms of the rucks, so it doesn't really just give the South African team clean ball to play with. It's 20 minutes now gone, and if you haven't had the score on the board, you would have really thought that the South African team are leading by probably 20 points. They're the team that have had more of the ball. There's still no points on the board. Oh, there we go. There's the spectators, the supporters. I think they've bunked school. Isn't it a school day today?
I mean, if you're going to be hosting the South African A side in Ireland, it's a day of school, well deserved. Well deserved. A fun day for Hoërskool Durbanville learners. And we're back in action now with another scrum once again. This time it's going to be an Irish feed in by Johnny Woods. Feed in by Johnny Woods. Big strong scrum from the South Africans, but the Irish have held strong. Nolan trying to dance a run, unsure of his decisions. Not the best of kicks, and we are going to go back. In front of kicker is the call, and I think that's a cause now of Nolan not being precise with his decision. We're going to trust the man with the big boot, Jaden Viljoen, to try and get the South Africans closer to the line. We've seen this now plenty times in this game, in this 21 minutes that we've played now, Mac, but finishing seems to be the biggest problem now for the South Africans. They are going to visit that part of the field once again. Question is, will they be able to finish?
Yeah, they've been persistent with the line out to try and find touch, to try and score the try. But clearly they're backing themselves, which is not a bad thing. But sometimes those 3 points, you can actually build the momentum from scoreboard pressure.
Most definitely a beautiful line out coming in from the South Africans. The SAA side has done well. This time it seems as though they've heard you, Mac, and they're not opening up any gaps now for Lynch to try squander his hands in. Seems though an advantage is being played by the official. A good position for the South Africans. And now finishing off is at the utmost importance for this SAA side. And an easy one for Jaden Viljoen. The Monas fly half. Given the communication by Neil Durant and Jaden. He's sure to come in hot. Neil Durant joining that more. Driving forward, inches the way are the South Africans. Once again, a great defensive effort from the Irish. Hendricks Does well to find Durant, pumping those legs, but he's got 3 Irishmen on top of him, holding him up, doing best to keep that ball up while the Irish. It's Maloney who's doing well, but eventually brought to the ground. Switching sides as Hendrikse finds Ginnis. Nearly there, kid. They can almost smell the try line back. And another penalty for the South Africans. The defensive effort of the Irish can't go unnoticed once again.
Yeah, the question is that how long will they be holding onto this pressure South African team? The young boys just really trying to barge through. Another touch finder from Yoon, so they're going to be persistent. And then you just get the feeling that once they can score a try or two, this game can really just open up for the home side.
Most definitely. Bit of body aches there. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. It would be very early in the game to get a substitution going. And coming from as far as they have come, I'm sure they all want to finish the game.
Well, there's the support that we're seeing from the South African side. Lots of parents as well that didn't go to work. Surprising. It's a Friday anyway.
Hoping that those requests for leaves were actually put in. And Charles, once again, the Yaffi's hooker to get us underway. Does well to find his jumper once again. Does well to find Van Niekerk, the captain. Big Maul finding his engine once again. More people joining in. South African over the line, and it is Charles, the Yaffi's hooker, over the board now for South African A side.
Eventually, else they're going over the try line, and this time the pressure was mounting for the Irish team. Just have a look at the setup from the South African side. Very nice and low, using their lower body, all of them just to go through and helping each other. And then, of course, Charles to score his first try for his team.
South African crowd down here at Hoërskool Durbanville seem to be a little now, but not as tense as they were in the first couple of minutes now that the South Africans have put their first try on the board. And it is up to Jaden Viljoen to try level the scores. Does well to level it.
Over. He doesn't really dismiss that much. Well, Viljoen adds another 2 points in this game. 7 minutes, 27 minutes gone. And this half is still lots of time in this game. In the first half, and of course, it's still second half. But it's still going to be coming this way.
David Nolan with his first restart. Boots it long. Finds the danger man, Mr. Durant himself. Digging deep is Hendricks. Does well to find his players once again. Amogelang does well. Finds Aneka, who finds Mkabela. Boots it downfield. No one at the back. South Africans on the chase. He's in trouble. Trouble coming in from Finn Brennan with no other option but to get that ball out.
Tall, lengthy fullback, Mkabela. It always works if you've got that left foot today. You just put it down on the ground, putting more pressure onto this Irish team.
Playing it over the top is the SAA side. Finds Durant, beautiful tackle. An awesome tackle coming in from James Whitty. Van Niekerk, dummy, here come the South Africans. Tries to get that ball out, but looks like it bounced on the hands of the Irish. Beautiful run from Lucretia Machau. Coming all the way from Makanda. Gets it out the back for Yoon. Long pass nearly intercepted, but Nathan Aneke, he's got Genis. Dummies Nathan Aneke. Just couldn't find his feet, unfortunately.
Son.
Closer to the line are the South Africans. Durant gets them even closer. Digging deep once again. Just taking his time, slowing it down. No hasty decisions coming in from the scrum half. Stepping back inside and going straight into traffic is Van de Bruin. Over the line he goes, and the South Africans back on the scoreboard.
Well, they found their momentum at this stage, and you could see now there's so much confidence that we're seeing from this South African under-18 side. And of course, De Bruin found himself in a very good position. Initially, it was a little bit too high, but he brought his body down. He actually dropped his body down to go over the try line. Good work from the loose forward. Now, 2 tries for the home side. I beg your pardon, it was De Bruin. And of course, well, Squats will be very happy to be credited that try.
Again, Mac, how important is it now? I've seen it maybe twice or 3 times from the South African side. When those forwards get close to the line, you've got 1 or 2 players latching on in support to give them that extra push, and that's the result of that extra push now from the South Africans. How important is that for any type of play right in front of the try line?
2 points added from Viljoen. It's very important for all the 8 pack of forwards to work together. They got to be in sync as well. Just have a look at this. Works hard and latch. It's important. Well, if you're creating a latch, you're basically creating an extra man and an extra power behind.
Nolan with the boots went into the hands of the try scorer, but just couldn't hold on. And it's going to be Lucretia Machal. In fact, to my correction, is Hendricks who's booted it out. Now a line out and a chance for Harry to get his line out going. Higney to find his jumpers, does well to find Whitty. Woods finds Nolan. Some good moves coming in from the Irish, looking very dangerous on attack. Higney once again takes it up. Woods keeping to that left-hand side. Great carry coming in from the Irish, keeping the ball alive. Here come the Irish. Doing well to keep that ball alive once again, exposing that left-hand side. Whitty down the line. Whitty, has he gone through? Desperate defense from the South Africans, and a turnover for the white and green. Hendricks desperately gets it out to Viljoen, who boots it downfield, and now space to breathe for the SAA side.
Jeez, I tell you what, the try scorer Michael Smith has been doing some damage there, breaking the tackles, hard running young man, powerful runner with the ball in hand, creating so much problems for the South African side. Very good to see the Irish team immediately when they break the line. You see them just keeping the ball alive with those offload, and it sets them very nicely in terms of attack.
Mehlomakulu doing well to hold that ball. They're trying their best to hold him up now. And it's Michael Smith who's doing all the work to try hold him down, but the South Africans are back in the safe zone. Nope. In fact, once again, great defensive effort coming in from the Irish.
Yeah, they're very aware of what's happening around them. Once any South African player just comes up in a tackle a little bit too high, they will just wrap him and just keep him up and create more. So that's good defense. It's another part of defense that they've been very good at. Just have a look at here. Way too high, Mehlomakulu. And his support play really was just a little bit too slow. But it's all about Mehlomakulu, where he needs to set up a good target going into a tackle, and perhaps maybe just use his feet to drive himself a little bit forward. Then it set up a very good platform for the support players just to come behind you.
Yet another scrum for the Irish. Africans seem to be very strong in their scrums as well. But the Irish are doing well to try hold it just in time for Woods to get that ball out. Restart to the scrum by the call of the official. Feeding for Woods. Big strong scrum from the South Africans. They could be proud of themselves. What an effort now from the South Africans.
Yeah.
Those scrums seem to be a strong point for Flash Malinga's men.
Yeah, slowly but surely the dominance now from the forwards is coming through. We saw that try that was scored via the maul, so that's another tick that they can really be proud of themselves. This time it's all about the big man up in front. They call themselves the engine. So the engine now, it's probably working. And hence now that scrum was brilliant. So powerful scrummaging from the youngsters from the South African side.
Massive boot by Viljoen once again to get SAA in a good space. Els does well to find Van Niekerk. Another more coming in from the South Africans. Irish need to be careful to not come through the side. And eventually brought down, but an arm is out by the official. And once again conceding another penalty are the Irish.
It's just all about the pressure now that is mounting. James Whitty coming in from the side, being penalized. It's no brainer at all. So decision, change of decision. And it's a late change of decision, if you ask me. You could tell that Viljoen was talking to one of the coaches close to the bench, so they've decided to get the 3 points in this game. So very capable kick off the ball, start Viljoen.
And he's done well to strike it beautifully to get the extra 2 points. 3 points for South African A side. Certainly best friends with the post is Viljoen. Nolan with the restart. Straight into the hands of the dangerous attacker in Van Niekerk. Viljoen puts it down with the cross kick. Straight into the hands of Nolan. Beats one defender. Trying to beat another, but Amogalang has done well. Big effort in defense. Here come the Irish once again. Quick hands from the Irish. Brennan tries to fight and wrestle his way through. Dangerous times now for the South Africans. Good times for the Irish. He's done well, Higney, to get some meters for the island. Woods finds Nolan. Out the back they go. This could be dangerous, Mac. Once again, keeping the ball alive. One of the try scorers, Smith, all over the show this afternoon for the Irish. Talk about the tackle fight coming in from the visitors. Out the back once again, finds Nolan. Got numbers on the outside. Long pass now to Whitty. Whitty just creeping up in those trams. Once again, just popping out. Very sneaky but gutsy move from the captain. Pick up and go from the Irish. Could this be over? Looks like it's held up. Definitely held up. Definitely held up. An imperious display of defense coming in from Viljoen.
Oh, this Irish team, they look very good with the ball in hand, especially if they start combining with backs and forwards and that offload and support play. They play the situation right in front of them, and they look so dangerous with the ball in hand. It's all about the South African team that shouldn't really just give them so much ball in this game.
Well, this is the first time of the morning where the Irish have had a line out right on the 5. Will the South Africans be able to defend this well? Higney does well. South Africans anticipating the more from Ireland. Big defense from SAA. Higney trying to control it from the back. He's doing well to stay patient now. No hasty decisions coming in from Higney. Waiting for his men to join the line, but Woods is going to grab it out. Playing that back line, a very dangerous back line the Irish have. Good defense coming in from Aneke. Once again, keeping the ball alive. Fast-paced game from the Irish. Strong take coming in from Walsh. Irish could be over. Not a chance, says the official. Oh, he seems disappointed with himself.
Yeah, well, he thought it was over there, and that should be it. That should be the first half of this game with the South African team, which has finished off very strongly with good defense close to their try line.
And that's it for the first half. Ladies and gents, do not go anywhere. 17 points to 7 for South African A, leading at halftime.
just to test that mic. I did put it onto input terminals now on the camera and the menu, but I'm still not getting feed from that microphone. Just tap that mic, man. You can see if it's actually on. Just tap it. I'll keep tipping. It gives this is why I held my hand on it the whole time. Yeah.
I should have done the first 2 games. allegedly won. For 11, 15, I think I also
I think the records are what you run is from live camera wanted to
Stellenberg by tripod was taped to the scaffold. The thing almost fell over.
the only thing defending
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome back the SA and 18 Aces!
Where is he? Are they on air?
Yeah, camera one. Well, we're going to gain 1 minute.
And we're back and ready for the second half between SAA and Ireland. And if you tuned in that first half, Mac, you would have seen that Ireland came with a bit of va-va-voom, and then at some point it died down, and it was the South Africans who came back and finished strong in that first half. What are we going to try, see, or look for in the Irish now to try and make this comeback against the South Africans?
Well, if you think about it, I mean, that first opening 10 minutes, it was all about the South African players, team that had the ball in hand. Once they made mistakes, this is where they got punished with that try that was scored by the Irish team. So they have been under pressure, but they did manage to score that try in the first half. And I suspect that South African team will probably continue from where they've finished off in the first half.
Big effort once again coming in from the South Africans. And an exit seems to be the only option available now for SAA. Just getting his forwards even closer to get that caterpillar longer is the scrum half, Hendricks. He's done well to put it up. Collected by Luke Kelly. We haven't seen much of him in the first half. But here comes Luke Kelly. He's kicked it in straight into the hands of the South African A-side captain. Hendricks gets that ball out quick. Looking for tempo now is SAA. Long pass to the hands of Guinness. Tries to beat his opposite number, but a great effort coming in from Matthew McCarthy. Not the easiest of men to bring down is Ruan Guinness. the young winger from Monash. We can't go and ignore the effort that came from Matthew McCarthy to get such a big man down. And now it's all in the hands of Harry Hegney to get the first line out of the second half correct into the hands of Whitty. Just couldn't hold on to it, but collected by Woods. Nolan does well. Soft hands. Beautiful hands from the Irish. Tries to take it up himself. No, it does well is McCarthy. Great cover tackle coming in from the South Africans. Woods. Nolan, long pass into the hands of Kelly. Cuts back inside. And looks like the ref is going to blow them an offside call. Quick take here by Kelly, but they are going to bring them back, says the referee. Not too fast. It was those soft hands coming in from those forwards. Once again, at the Irish starting the second half, the same way they started the first half, with a bit of energy. And here is what I'm talking about. Straight into the hands of the winger. And he's done well, Matthew McCarthy. Just no support for him to try and find a pass out.
Yeah, that's creating that little bit of extra space. Blindside wing just coming in there, just getting that ball running onto the space.
Woods does well to find McCormick. Pushing over the line, McCormick. Very close to the line are the Irish. Big defense is needed from the South Africans, but the Irish coming around that corner once again. Woods finds the big Boyle. Is he over? Straight over the line is Herbie Boyle with the first try of the second half.
That's a try, beautiful try. It started with that break right in the middle of the park. And immediately it was under pressure. So that's the same player. That's Michael Smith. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, that's the prop forward. That's Boyle. Right there with a good low body position. Propelling himself over the try line. Try time it is. They're back into this game, so it's 12 points it is for the visiting team.
And fairly an easy conversion for David Nolan. Strikes it beautifully, David Nolan, to add the extra 2 points. 17 points to 14. The Irish are starting to make that comeback we spoke about at halftime.
Yeah, already there. They were under so much pressure, the likes of Hendricks, to try and make that tackle. Facing the prop, a meter away from the try line, it was always going to be difficult.
And a restart, a long restart coming in from Viljoen straight into the hands of Ryan McCormick. Fixing for an exit is Johnny Woods, the captain. Does well to get that box kick under all sorts of pressure. And I think he's absolutely done well. Set pieces have been going correct now for the South Africans. A big job, because the Irish are not letting them get their way there with those set pieces, especially at line-out time. You always find James Whitty going up off Philip Lynch, just competing there in the air. And they've done well to hold on to that. Mataboche takes it up himself, but run into a brick wall. Takes it up on the blind side. Genes tries to bump through here. The ball might have been lost, but we are going to go back. Is there something that the officials saw? Talk about that huge tackle that came in from Herbie Boyle on SAA's Amogelang Mataboche. Hard man to bring down, and he did absolutely well to bring down the DHS center.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of variation there on the line out. I mean, you would have thought that the South African team will set up a maul and drive through, but they peeled off the back, bringing the hard running inside center, Amukelang Matabonge. And of course, looking for those opportunities there, right in the middle of the park.
Beautifully taken by Bernard Schulz. Big defense from the Irish at the moment here. South African Moore seems to be going back, not finding its engine. And just like that, we've got some momentum going now for the South Africans, eventually brought down. And a penalty for the Irish. It is a knock-on, in fact, that's the call. And they are so happy with themselves. They've put everything into that defensive effort.
Yeah, if you can just have a look at the setup from that line out, you could tell that the body position of the South African team, they're a little bit too high. And if you look at the defense of the Irish team defending their try line, they were nice and low. So already they had won the race to contest in the tackle point.
The Irish previously have done well to get themselves out of these sticky situations like the one they're in, where they're now forced to attack right outside their try line. And it seems as though the official has something to say to that front row. Always seems to be the front row back.
There's a change. Sebastian Baker is on the park now, wearing number 18 for the South African team. A little bit of reinforcement right up in front.
That would be the first scrum for Sebastian Baker. A big feed in from Woods. Does well to find his forwards. And in fact, that is the first centre, McCormick, who set it up.
Ah, that was silly there from Hendricks. That ball was not out at all, so just a very easy exit now for the Irish team inside their half. Hendricks there, too eager. Went for the ball. The ball was not out yet inside the ruck.
David Nolan issuing out instructions as the coordinator of this back line. Another line out now for the Irish, something that's been going very well for them, all these line outs. Just couldn't find the hands of Frank Maher. And once again, another opportunity squandered, scrum down. I don't think we've seen that from the Irish hooker, Harry Higney. He's been seeming to get his lineouts correct the whole morning, but hopefully that's the first and the last that we'll see from Harry Higney. Some fresh legs on the park now for the SAA side. Liam de Villiers is on the park. And he's going to go up against Johnny Woods. Some fresh legs now to try and be a menace against Woods. Once again, some instructions to Sebastian Baker. You have to be careful, you don't want too many restarts happening, otherwise at some point the official is going to get that penalty going. Once again, just not going correctly. At this point, I think the ref just might have one more chance left in him before he makes a
Yeah,
call.
well, there could be a short arm coming in on perhaps maybe a full penalty. Well, it's been very good though. The whole first half, boys scrummed very well. No infringement at all.
There we go, out of chances. Out of chances. Patience absolutely done.
Yeah, good work there from Sebastian Baker. And of course, with Max Milan, who is still on the park for the South African team.
Very easy one for Jaden Viljoen. And more fresh legs on the park. AD Fall has made his way onto the park as well. And it seems as at this point, the whole bench has made their way onto the park. Here comes the traditional maul. Doing well now to block anyone trying to go through is Van Niekerk. Smart move from Van Niekerk, doing quite well. Else taking control, very close to the line are the South Africans. De Villiers looking for it desperately. Does well to find the big Bernard Schultz. Ref once again, patience has run thin now. How important is the work of the captain, Martin van Niekerk, the Affies lock in those line-outs, making sure that no one comes through that middle. I think he's listening to you at some point, because you mentioned this and he fixed it right away.
Yeah, important line out 5 meters towards the try line.
Done well once again, the South Africans. Doing well to defend it are the Irish. De Villiers finds Van Niekerk. Beautiful low tackle coming in. Textbook tackle from the Irish. Does well to find Becker, who's been driven back. Strong young man is Becker. And a penalty once again. They keep conceding at this point. South Africa has to walk away with points now.
Yeah, I would have thought that they'll be taking a quick one there, quick tap and have a go. Well, very disciplined team. They want to use their strength, looking to win the line out. 5 meters towards the try line. Now. Pressure now, it's on for the Ireland team. They've defended so well so far.
Schultz once again takes it beautifully, and here comes the South African maul. Is to try and get out of there. It should be a carve. Or here comes the South Africans once again. It looks like Else who's got control of that ball there. Patience. Patient game being played by the South Africans, eventually brought down. Durant waiting for it, spins out of the tackle, Durant. But Cormac have done well to hold him. Pick up and go by the South Africans. Once again, desperate defense coming in from the Irish. Not easy at all. Viljoen does well. Trying to go for that long pass is Fall, very close to the line. Needs to dig deep now is De Villiers to get that ball out. Finds Van Niekerk once again. That's Neil Durant. Else takes it up, tries to bump through one defender. Desperate defense coming in from the Irish at this moment. Once again taken up by the South Africans. Should they be through in the corner? Yes, they are. There we go, and it's the captain himself, a well-deserved try by Martin van Niekerk. What a shift this young man has put in this afternoon.
Well, he has done very well, Van Niekerk, who leads by example. Even now he's having a chat with the ref. The sign of a good leader and a good captain. And for him just to score a try just close to the touchline, you could see that he was coming around the corner there, waiting for his opportunity. Eventually, he scored a try. So, this is how it happened. The defense was very good at this stage, and just have a look at here. Penalty was given immediately, but that long pass as well from Liam de Villiers, just making a huge difference on that try. He has tried as much as he can just to speed up the game, so that's de Villiers. And of course, just getting quite a few instruction from Sticks on the side, one of their coaches, Ngobo. Oh, wow, he doesn't miss that much. So Falun misses that one. Now he adds 22 points to 14. I'll just give these guys a year or two. We are going to be seeing them just representing South Africa at SA Under-20 Championship.
Big restart by Skelly. South Africa just couldn't hold on to it, and the Irish are all over the park at the moment. Soft hands coming in from Higney. Ireland doing well. Lou Coffey does well to find Skelly, but ball has been fumbled. Aneke fumbles it as well. Here comes Mkabela. It's a foot race. Mkabela still moving. Mkabela all the way. He's got support. Tries to get that offload, but smart move to hold on to it. Nathan Aneke pumps one off, keeping the ball alive. Here comes South Africans. De Villiers, tempo game into the hands of Charles. De Villiers once again finds Becker. Does his 2 cents to try get through. De Villiers all the way to the hands of Aneke. Aneke looking dangerous. Oh, into his DHS center part. Mataboche over the line for his first try of the afternoon. Talk about continuity coming in from the South Africans. We first saw it from Ireland, and the South Africans said we could do it too, and they did it all the way until they went over that white line. How impressive was that attack from SAA?
Yeah, it's dangerous backline players there that got the ball from nowhere. They're picking up the scraps. It started all the way back with Mkabela, who broke the line. He showed some pace, and then of course the support play from Mkabela was really inside. Here's Mr. Ngobo, the coach there, wearing a bib. Water boy. That's not a water boy. Those are the proper coaches that we see. So a try for the inside center. And of course, a little bit of a good step as well that we saw there. He was right in the touchline, so he just got that ball and he had to go over the try line. So good play though, and quick generating of the ball. As Falun, he gets this one, so he adds another 2 points in this game. Well, South African team now will be very happy about this try. So it's 4 tries that they've scored. I'm not quite sure whether the bonus point is applying or what, but guess what? I think let's give them a bonus point for their try. So 7 points is added on top of this 22 points.
Seems as though some fresh legs are coming onto the park for the Irish side. And Herbie Boyle being one of the men who have finished a shift now, a hard shift for Herbie Boyle, also scoring a try. He'll be happy with his efforts. Big kick by the Irish straight into the hands of Alex Jankowitz. South Africans fixing up just to set it up once again. Big take by Bernard Schulz. De Villiers just taking his time there, can't really get to the ball. Eventually does so and replies with a box kick of his own. Beautiful kick straight into the hands of Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy, soft hands by Daniel Murphy. Gives it straight into the hands of Frank Maher. He's done well, but they've lost that ball. Seems as though Aneke was alive and ready to take over. De Villiers finds Viljoen. Long pass into the hands of his center part. In fact, that is a 27 on his back. Seems as though that's Thomas Saunders. De Villiers does well to find his forwards. Becker Seems to love the ball is Sebastian Becker. And then here comes that long caterpillar for that box kick, and De Villiers boots it up. Could be collected by Murphy, but they've let the ball bounce. Here comes Kelly, tries to wiggle his way, does well to wiggle his way out of the first tackle. Kelly spinning, keeping the ball alive. Once again, here comes these offloads that we love so much from the Irish. Here comes Smith, pass through, Smith. This could be it. Michael Smith with the second try of the afternoon. What an effort from Michael Smith. A display of great excellence.
Yeah, it is Smith. His second try of this game. Well, truth needs to be told. As soon as the Irish team just gets the ball and they're keeping it alive with those couple of offload, just play on heads-up rugby, they look very dangerous. And it's been proven that it's a big problem for the South African team in terms of defense. They're just closing those gaps a little bit slow in and out and allowing those offloads to happen. Well, change of kickers for the Irish team.
And he will certainly be proud of himself. That's his first conversion of the afternoon. Luke Coffey adding his 2 cents. 29 points to 21. A very tight contest it is between SAA and Ireland.
Yeah, this game is not over, so they know what they're doing. But it looks as if it's the team that enjoys unstructured play more than anything else. So that's this Irish team. The South African team more disciplined with their forwards grinding it through South African way.
Great to see Travis Pfeiffer with the number 21 on his back with the restart for the South Africans. Chips it up. They're going to let the ball bounce. Very dangerous here, but collected by Nathan Aneke. Pass through 1-0, just loses it. Loses it forward. He won't be happy with himself. Collected by the Irish. Deciding not to play at this time, and it's going to be Luke Coffey who's going to boot it out. A brilliant kick, in fact, for the Irish. He is certainly going to be happy with himself. Daniel Murphy with those efforts.
Yeah, Murphy there finding space behind the defense. South African team back three just guilty of letting the ball bounce. Good anticipation needed there for the back three from the South African team.
And Callum Tutty has done well to find his jumpers. Tutty finds Coffey. Once again out the back, a cross kick from the Irish. This could be a good try if he makes it.
Oh yeah.
Here come the Irish. Matthew McCarthy. That would be a try to remember for Ireland.
Gee, is this McCarthy there? Yes, it is Matthew McCarthy, the right wing. Gee, it is game on this game. Just have a look at this. Well. Good kick, pass. Good following up there. Close to the touchline by Matthew McCarthy. Well, they're back into this game. 26 points to 29 with the kick to come.
Seems as though that was the last of McCarthy, as he's been substituted after that.
And it was their 4th try, so yeah, he gets this one over. Yeah, flags are high, so 2 points added. 29 points. South African team, 28 points. The Irish under 18. So game on in this game, Junior.
Certainly got a game on our hands down here at Water School Durbanville, and Travis Pfeiffer, the Paul Horse boy, to get us underway. Boots it nice and deep, straight into the hands of Paddy Scully, who's going to boot it up and take no chances to play in his half. A brilliant kick right in front of the halfway. In fact, on the halfway. He's going to be proud with that effort.
Yeah, it's a good touch finder there. He was inside his 22. He booted that ball all the way to the halfway line.
Charles Els does well to find Bernard. Breaking through. Trying to get through and bust through the defense of the Irish or the South Africans, but a strong effort by Whitty and his men. Tries to fight for it on the ground, but very clear now for South Africans. Van Niekerk does well to bust through, just couldn't find his feet afterwards. Calling them around is de Villiers. Wants that same wave to come through. Fight for it on the ground. Could this be a turnover? He's going to have to let it go.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, he's got it.
Oh.
That's Michael Smith again, the try scorer, who was on that ball. No one else was cleaning as quickly as possible from the South African team. And you could see that the frustration of de Villiers there, trying to tell these forwards to come around as quickly as possible. Right there, the tackle was made. And already Smith was in his right to go for that ball.
A big decision. Huge
Well, that's
decision.
a good decision, if you ask me. I mean, it's just a point at this stage that they're trailing. And then, of course, if he can get this one over, well, they'll be leading this game for the second time because they've scored a first try. Oh, Muffy. That's a big kick, this.
Puts it long, right through the posts. Lou Coffey puts Ireland back in front down here at Hoërskool Durbanville.
Good kick for the young man.
Travis once again with the restart. Plays at flower half for Port Roos. Started out in Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha at Grey High School before making the move down to one of the most, or one of the greatest schools down in South Africa, Port Roos. Not too long to go here, Mac. Not too long to go here. Will South Africa be able to now make this comeback, or Ireland then? Well, they've got the big job now of trying to hold this lead that they've had now. 31 points to 29. We know that they know how to defend well, but how long can they keep it up before the South Africans try and break loose? Taken up by South Africans once again. Digging deep is de Villiers. Another carry coming in from Durant. Probably his 100th of the game. Els out the back finds Pfeiffer. Letting the ball bounce. Here comes Neke. Neke once again smartly holding on to that ball. No 50-50 calls or passes from the young man. Doing well to try move through this big green wall of defense that's been put up on Ireland. Pfeiffer, a long pass into the hands of his winger. Steps inside. Tries to step and then give that little nudge with the boot there, but ball did go into touch. And that's going to be very unfortunate there for Thomas Saunders. Taken up, not the best of calls or lineouts from the South Africans. Here comes de Villiers. Digs deep once again, does well to find Durant, the great college eighth man. De Villiers just taking it up himself here, but he's been caught in a web by Michael Smith. Michael Smith, what a game from the Irishman with 2 tries on the board for himself. Taking their time on the South Africans. Pick up and go coming in from Charles Els. Pfeiffer boots it down to the right. Gets the ball all the way and forcing Daniel Murphy to turn around. And looks like we are going to go back. An advantage was being played by the official. It seems as though offside is the call that's been given by the official. Seems to be pointing at the number 7, and that's Michael Smith, who's been penalised for being offside for Ireland. It looks like they're going to go for the scoreboard pressure and reply with a 3-point attempt of their own. Travis Pfeiffer with the big heavy job to try and get South Africans right in front. It's not going to be an easy kick for Travis. A lot of wind is starting to creep up down here at Durbanville.
This thing is uncomfortable. The way it's not balanced.
Certainly holding the weight of a nation right now, Travis Pfeiffer, and just couldn't make it through, unfortunately.
He missed it.
And the Irish are going to be very happy with themselves. Sigh of relief now for the visitors. Just under 8 minutes to go down here at Durbanville Hoërskool. And the Irish are going to try do best to contain this lead and walk away with the first win of this 3-day series. Boots it long, does well. Collected by Barron. Tries to move around Barron. He's nearly in trouble there, but ball secured by South Africans. Soft hands back into the hands of Becker. Trying to get that tempo play going is De Villiers. Finds Pfeiffer, not the best of pass, but collected by Nathan Aneke. Lets it loose as well. Saunders tries to step inside. Saunders does well to keep the ball alive, keep the game in play. Soft hands once again. Here comes the captain, bulldozing through the defense. Some good speed, tempo coming in from the South Africans. A nice kick being chased by the DHS center Mataboche, but just couldn't make it in time. Pfeiffer with the correct vision at the moment, but his boot just let him down just a bit there. That's the moment there, I think. Could it be his boot or the bounce of the ball? What do we blame in that situation for Pfeiffer? But the vision was clearly there for the young man. An overthrow collected by South Africans. Big strong carry coming in from Charles Els. De Villiers does well to find his forwards. Coming around the corner, all the South Africans, takes it up himself. Finds Pfeiffer, long pass, interception attempt, and it is done well. Great interception from the Irish, but it looks like a penalty now for the SAA side. They need to make sure they don't make any hasty decisions now. The next decision is very important now for the home side. An interesting call coming in from the official. Oh, tricky one. Tricky one because he eventually does collect the ball. But it seems as though after that effort he held on to the ball. And this is why now South Africa have a chance to go for the posts once again. He's missed his first attempt, Travis Pfeiffer. And now the question is, will this be the kick to get South Africans back in front? Pfeiffer boots it, does well, and gets South Africa in front, 32 points to 31. Just 5 minutes to go here at Hoërskool Durbanville. Can the South Africans hold through right up until the end, or will the Irish reply? Daniel Murphy with the restart of his own, making it short and contestable for Kelly, but collected well by South African captain Martin van Niekerk, the Yaffies lock. De Villiers finds his forwards well, trying to push through, but great effort coming in from the Irish. A lot of pressure now for De Villiers to get that ball out, boots the ball out. Could that be the whistle? And surely is the whistle. 32 points to 31. South African A side win the first game of the Under-18 International Series down here at Hoërskool Durbanville. What a game we had on our hands. A tightly contested game between South African A and the Irish. At some point would have thought the Irish was going to walk away with this, but it was a home ground advantage. Playing in front of mom, dad and all their colleagues was that drive that the South African A side needed to walk away with the 32 points to 31. Make sure you do not go away. We still have more games, 2 more games down here on this field, and we still have South African under 18 side who's going to take on England in a few. 32 points to 31. Thank you for tuning in.
This thing is loose. You need to support it with your body.